Do your stupid dance. Do your stupid dance. Your stupid fucking dance. What is this?
That's you.
What?
That was you yesterday.
This is me.
That is you, yes.
Welcome back, Crypto Fam. It's your favorite co-host, David here from Sin City Crypto, coming at you live from Global Studios in Las Vegas, Nevada, with one of our live shows. Before we get into the content, real quick disclaimer, we are not financial advisors. Do not take anything we say as financial advice. With that being said, let's meet your other co-host, Robin.
You didn't sound very enthusiastic.
I'm not happy about you right now. I'm not very, yeah.
Welcome back to Sin City Crypto. Hola, it's your boy, Big Rob, back in the house. If it's your first time checking us out, we're an entertainment-focused cryptocurrency channel where we take the old, boring, stale information and we package it up in a fun and sexy way. Quick shout out to Global Media, our media partners. They broadcast us out, not just to YouTube, but other channels as well. And then here, we don't only do the live streams, we do the deep dives. This is the live stream, though. Check out the deep dives. And then we're a young, growing channel. If you could help us out, if you could hit the subscribe button, hit the like button if you like the video, and don't miss any of our deep dives. Hit the notification bell. That way you know when we're posting new content. David, what we got today, baby?
So I was not able to be on the show yesterday, and Robin decides to put a cardboard box with some dumbass smiley face picture as me. Explain yourself.
Well, you know, the box is a lot more handsome than you are.
Yeah,
the
okay.
box actually seems a little bit more intelligent, forward thinking.
Yeah.
And instead of the backwards thinking like yourself. So.
Yeah, okay.
Well,
I just want to apologize to our viewers yesterday. He had to sit through Robin's old boring ass by himself trying to entertain you when we know who the real entertainer of this show is. Who's the better host? I am. I'm sorry about that, you guys. I promise I will try not to ever let that happen again, barring any big things that happen in my life that unfortunately I won't be able to make it. But promising you guys, I will not let this happen again if it's anything under my control. All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, how you feeling about the markets today? And Bitcoin's kind of trading sideways, but as you might have seen in our thumbnail,
Coin season,
all
baby.
coins are pumping. So Bitcoin, as we know, traditionally when it trades sideways, this is sideways with a slight downward trend, but it's inside that nice little sweet $45,000 to $48,000 window. And in doing so, the longer it trades there, the more money that's going to flow out of Bitcoin into the alts as the market becomes a little bit more secure on, stability, things like that. So I'm excited. It's a good time to get into alts. We're gonna discuss a lot of alt projects.
Yes.
If you want us to take a look at any of the projects you're interested in, maybe a little insight, be sure to drop that into the chat. And we'll make sure if we have time to discuss those. So
make sure you like the video. All right. So today we got our hot take. Then we got our talking points. And then we're going to finish it off. Sorry, not going to finish off. Then we're going to go into market analysis. We're going to do TA on 3 different coins today. We're going to do Bitcoin. We're going to do Near Protocol. And we're going to do one more. I forgot, but stay tuned and you'll find out which one. And we're going to end it with our Hold'em or Fold'em skit. We got a real good funny one today. So make sure you stay tuned for that. So with that being said, let's roll right into our very first segment, the hot take.
It's hot.
ooh, it burns, baby. It burns.
Burns, yes. All right. So the hot take for today, will you be mingling in the metaverse this year in the year 2022? And if not, why and when will you be mingling in the metaverse in 2022? Robin, go ahead. You go first.
It's on me first.
It's on you first.
Oh man,
Yeah.
so much pressure. So, absolutely, okay. The metaverse is coming into fruition before our very eyes. The sandbox went past the beta phase. They are launched. They're functional metaverse at the moment. It is still an infant. It's still new, but you can go on there. You can play around. You can explore. You can see what the metaverse has to offer. can also go shopping in there. There's all kinds of retail locations there, so you can get your digital NFTs. So I'm really excited to see where the space
comes. Can I
comes.
kick your ass in the metaverse? Because if I can, I'm gonna literally log off the live right now and then go.
We can box it out right here. Look, bam, bang, 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 bang.
You want to go?
You want to go?
Let's go.
Yeah. I don't know what we're gonna. I don't know what we're gonna talk about.
I got a dope left hook, man. I'll put your ass.
I'm telling you, bro. I got a machine gun here.
You straight disrespected me yesterday.
Machine gun.
You fucking disrespected me.
Well,
like no one's
you should have came to work. Should have came to work.
Like no one's ever disrespected me in my life.
So
and I'm not very happy about that.
Okay, so back to the hot take here. So will I be mingling in the metaverse? So absolutely. I have just officially ordered my Oculus Quest, the VR headset. I will be receiving it, I think on Monday or this weekend. Either way, I plan on making an account, checking out the metaverse, going hang out with Snoop Dogg and trade some NFTs. So it is the future of the social media platform. Obviously, it has a ton of integration that comes with it, with blockchain technology, with cryptocurrency. They seem to go hand in hand at this point, but not to say that you need blockchain for the metaverse. I would assume that Facebook's Meta, that their platform that they're building, you're not necessarily going to have a wallet or use blockchain to get on the metaverse. However, it just makes sense to keep track of your NFTs, of your tokens, of your skins, your avatars, your buildings. It just naturally makes sense to custody your items through blockchain. The technology is already built out. But outside of Meta, the other leading platforms, Decentraland, Sandbox, those are blockchain, obviously. There are some other competitors outside the blockchain space like NVIDIA as well, and Apple. So it's good. I like to see who the front runner is, but really excited. I think 2022 is the year of the metaverse, my dude. That's the big one. So what about you?
Before I start, Stereo 2, welcome back, my friend. I know yesterday you had mentioned you're waiting for me to come back to watch. I'm back. You can watch. All right. So will I be mingling in the metaverse? The answer is absolutely yes. I plan on purchasing more land in the Sandbox.
More land? You already own land?
Yes, in the Sandbox and in Decentraland. And I plan on using my land in Sandbox to monetize and make money. There's so many different cool ways you can make money in the Sandbox. And with that being said, we are doing a deep dive. It is currently in production about the Sandbox and all the different cool ways you guys can make money. So that video will drop either Thursday or Friday. So make sure you subscribe, put the bell notifications on so you know when that video is going to be released. It's going to be absolutely amazing. I've literally spent 13, 14 hours just finding all the different ways you guys can make money. And I'm going to bring all that information to you. And I'm also going to use it myself. I absolutely love the metaverse. I don't have a VR set yet. But what I'll probably end up doing is I'll probably wait.
You do have VR glasses.
I'll probably
those on your face.
I'll probably wait till you get yours delivered, and I'll just come beat your ass up and then jack your stuff, and then it'll be mine. So I'll have one here shortly. When did you say you're supposed to get it?
On this weekend. I think it's supposed to be delivered.
So yeah.
So
yeah. So I definitely plan on doing it. I'm a huge NFT metaverse guy. I think it's absolutely amazing.
Okay, what's going to be your first outfit that you wear in the what's going to be your first NFT purchase for the gear that you're going to wear?
I'm actually going to create my own.
They have the Adidas. Nike. Nike had a partnership with the new shoe company that prints the NFTs on the shoes, and you get both the tokenized version and the real world version.
The only Adidas thing I like are the Yeezy shoes. Everything else, I'm a Nike guy. So if I buy anything from the metaverse related to Nike or Adidas or anything like that, it's going to be Nike. I also plan on heading over to Atari, hanging out in their casino, having a couple drinks, and gambling, and hopefully winning some money.
You don't need to actually go to the Atari metaverse. We live in Las Vegas.
I don't care. I want to metaversally gamble.
Metaversally gamble.
Yes.
Oh, that's
a cool word. You like it?
That's interesting. Well, you know what I'm gonna go with? I am gonna go with the Gucci. I'm going to Gucci outfit. I mean,
because you're bougie.
Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I think I might have seen some references to Gucci offering some apparel in the metaverse. I'm not exactly sure if they do off the top of my head, but if they're not there now, I'm sure they will be. The retail investors, especially the clothing lines, would be stupid. You don't need to build any sweatshops. You don't need to hire some seamstress. You can basically just hire a graphic designer, stamp your logo on there. So in the business aspect, it only makes sense to have your apparel on the metaverse. Should be cheap, not very much overhead for that.
So we have 5 people in the chat. If it's your first time joining us at Sin City Crypto, hit that like button, say hi. We'd love to give you a shout out. Also, comment, are you going to be mingling in the metaverse yourself? If you are, why and where?
Or if not,
maybe we can link up.
Or if not,
drop a comment too. But with that out of the way, let's move on to our next segment, the Mucho Talking Points. So the first topic we're going to talk about, it's not going to be an article. It's actually going to be a video clip that we're going to show you. This is of the CEO of FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried. He went on a interview and he talked about regulation, what's coming, what he thinks is going to happen to Bitcoin. So, Robin, go ahead and roll the video.
We do have a corresponding article that goes with this too, but I'll run the video first.
Yeah, we'll run the video.
The size of it could be really enormous. I think basically every large financial institution, I've talked to every large bank, every large investment bank, pension funds, they're all eyeing this sector. Many of them have started breaking ground on their activities in it, but it's just slow and it takes time. The onboarding compliance processes here are not fast ones.
Well, and speaking of time, Bitcoin isn't a spring chick. I mean, Bitcoin Network launched exactly 13 years ago today, I believe. Yep. And you yourself just testified at this hearing on Capitol Hill about cryptocurrency and regulation. What are you preparing for? Is this year going to be the year, 13 years later, that real regulation happens?
I don't think it's all going to come like in one day on 1 year. But I do think that there's going to be a lot happening here. We've already seen a lot happen last year, but a lot of that has been preparatory. We've seen a lot of different governments announce that there will be regulatory frameworks coming out over the next year. We've seen a lot of them make statements about crypto, and all the major financial regulators in the United States and the lawmakers are investing heavily in their knowledge of the sector. I think that you're probably going to see the first batch of it coming out in 2022. I think you're probably going to see some clarity on stablecoin regulation. I think you're probably going to see some stuff about market regulation with the SEC and CFTC. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see some statements about asset issuances, although I also would guess that that's going to stretch over the next few years.
So, pretty cool interview. Couple things I took away. He mentions that regulations are not all going to come at once. It's going to trickle in. He does see more regulation geared towards regulating stable coins. And he also mentions that these politicians and Congress people are spending time and money trying to learn about our space, which is a great sign. What do you think, Rob?
I like the forward thinking that Sam Bankman-Fried has. Obviously, he's running a corporation that has to follow the regulation of the United States government, especially being a U.S. exchange. So he's basically trying to forecast his moves. So he has to go ahead and anticipate and work with the government. So in the video, they also put a little snippet from the congressional hearing, which is something that the exchanges and stablecoin providers are doing. They're working with Congress to pass legislation that is both friendly on both sides of opinions there. So I think it's really cool. I like it. I think the regulation's coming anyways. Let's just not over-regulate it. And if they're working with the exchanges, if they're working with Sam Bankman-Fried, if they're working with Binance, if they're working with Coinbase, then at that point, it's a good sign. So I like where it's going. I like his haircut too. He's got some beautiful hairdo there.
Yeah, he does. So Robin, I want you to read the comments, and
sound is doable, huh? Is it
double? I think they might be referring to the audio clip, possibly. But just know that anything sound related that's wrong is Robin's fault. So I'm washing my hands of sound issues. It's all on Robin. So he screwed up the show yesterday, guys. He's screwing up the show today. Is he trying to sabotage me and Sin City Crypto? I won't let it happen, my friends. But
is the sound on just us fine? Yeah, that's the question. It's probably just the video that was a little...
too. What's up, my dude? We can't listen to our own live stream. Let us know. Is our sound good, my brother? Mm-hmm. I know you had mentioned you're an audio engineer, right? Is it audio engineer?
I don't know.
Anyways, no. I think it's great that not all regulation is going to come at once. I think if you pass some basic regulation, see how that works out, then you can see, okay, this works. This is great. Now maybe we can trickle this in. Maybe we can add this in. Instead of just throwing out 20, 30 different regulations, or even worse, just putting a blanket regulation on everything, just like they try to do with the infrastructure bill, where they put in, any broker has to do KYC and report that information to the IRS. And they failed to specify what exactly a broker is. Same way they can technically do that with other regulations in the crypto space. I hope that's not the case. It doesn't sound like it. If Sam is correct, which I hope he is, the guy he knows more about this stuff than we do, obviously. So yeah, regulation, my friends, is good. It's what is needed. And just like he mentioned, it is what the institutions are waiting for before they dip or dive into Bitcoin or crypto in general. When we see that happening, that's when we're going to see these parabolic moves in cryptocurrency, especially in Bitcoin. Once regulation is out there and institutions have a clear pathway on how to properly invest and not get in trouble, we will see 100,000 Bitcoin, I would say almost immediately. You agree with me?
So your premise is once regulation comes in, then the market will start pumping?
Absolutely.
I think it's the opposite.
No.
I think once there's regulation, I think it's going to scare the retail investors.
It depends on the type of regulation, right? Because people keep saying cryptocurrency is a wild, wild west. People are losing money. People are getting scammed.
Speaking of Wild Wild West, did you like the Will Smith Wild Wild West movie?
I did, actually. I watched that actually like 2 weeks ago.
The movie was terrible.
You're terrible.
That thing was like an octopus spider metal thing.
It was cool, man.
That was an awful movie.
Yeah, you have bad taste in everything. Including the stupid box you made of me yesterday.
Yeah, and you apparently like Spider-Man more than I did too. So.
Yeah, that movie. If you watch Spider-Man No Way Home,
Tobey Maguire looks so old in that video.
Robin thinks it's a movie.
So beat up. He looked homeless.
I don't care. He was the OG Spider-Man.
If you put on a Spider-Man outfit, that's what you would look like, Tobey Maguire.
All right, we're a crypto show. We're not going to talk about movies here, my friends. Okay, we're going to move on.
I messed up your train of thought.
Yeah, you did, but we're moving on anyways. Let's move on to our next article. Robin, go ahead and pull up the laptop, please. China's digital Yuan wallet goes live on app stores in pilot mode. A pilot version, eCNY, the mobile wallet for China's digital Yuan, has gone live on iOS and Android stores. They can try out the personal wallet opening and management, according to a tweet by Blockbeats, a local news outlet. The developer obviously is the People's Bank of China, CBDC. China banned crypto, right? They banned the mining. Is this the reason why? They're finally bringing what they wanted to bring into the marketplace, which is a CBDC, and they saw cryptocurrency as a direct threat. And knowing the communist country of China and that government, they're trying to pigeonhole everyone into, if you want digital assets, you're going to have to buy the yuan. You're not going to have the ability to buy or hold any cryptocurrency or use it as a means of payment or anything like that. So what do you think?
Well, there's two sides of this coin. First of all, if you don't already know, China has banned cryptocurrency altogether, and they're trying to monetize, or they're trying to create a monopoly around cryptocurrency. They don't want anybody to make money off of it or anybody to use it, and they want to control it from top to bottom. So they do realize that it is emerging technology that is going to take over the world. So what does China do? They're like, okay, we want to control it though, just like they generally try to control their regular people. They do have a communist regime. Either way, they do like to control their people. Their government likes to hold control, especially over finances and accounting and making money. So in turn, they shut down all the cryptocurrency. It is illegal to buy, sell, trade, and mine cryptocurrency. And now they're giving you an option that, hey, we have our own digital currency. We run it. We can print out more tokens. We can, and this is the big part of what they're doing, is that they can track all of the transactions. So now no longer do they need to access somebody's banks and transaction history and see what organization goes where. They can just literally know where you're spending your money, where you're going. So just think of everywhere you spend your money throughout the day. If you go to the mall, you go get some coffee, you go and go to the nail salon, whatever it is. If the government chooses so, if they use the CBDC, the central bank digital currency, they can follow you along and see what you're doing throughout the day, which gives the country more control over its citizens. I'm not a big fan of that. I don't think anybody in our space is a big fan of it. The technology is here. It's usable. It doesn't need the government to control it. It regulates itself. That's what the Bitcoin mining is for. That's what the consensus protocols are for. It's basically they regulate themselves. So, but with that said, you know what? Here's second biggest economy in the world.
Who's number one?
The U.S. Baby.
Who's number one?
But we're not. But China's catching up fast. So,
whatever.
They are the second biggest economy in the world, and they are rolling out their own digital currency. So it does speak very highly of the space. We all recognize where we're going, and so
check this out.
Yeah.
The Chinese central bank said that the digital yuan can be used during the Beijing Winter Olympics this year, which, of course, U.S. senators said they should not use the currency. I wonder why. So can you imagine, right? So the U.S. owes China a shitload of money, right? I think it's in the trillions or billions, trillions, whatever. I don't have the exact number, but imagine China comes out and says, hey, the interest payments you're making, we don't want those in U.S. dollars anymore. We want them in Chinese yuan. We want it in our digital asset. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think the U.S. is going to say, screw you, put up the middle finger? Or do you think they're going to be strong-armed into purchasing China's digital currency to be able to pay back the interest they owe to the Chinese government?
I mean, you can print and pay back however you like. You don't have to do it through one currency or another.
That's not true. If China comes on and says, we want our payments in the digital yuan, we don't want the dollar. What are you going to do?
That's not how it works. So the way that debt is transferred from one country to the other is with the issuance of bonds. So if you owe money or you're borrowing money from another country, you issue bonds. You don't do a bank transfer.
What if they don't want bonds anymore?
That's how it is. So
what if they change their mind?
Take an economics class, perhaps you'll learn how to send and trade.
Have you taken an economics class?
I have not taken one formally. However, I'm well versed in the traditional financial system and the way that the U.S. government issues bonds to buy and sell their debt. So
I understand that, but I'm saying at any point
they can't. Bonds. That's how they do it.
We'll chalk this up to another conversation.
It's like trying to pay your Visa bill with Bitcoin. Like it's not there yet. So
you just made my point.
Yeah, but if you get
Yes, right now the status quo is bonds, but what if that changes?
it's not.
How do you know?
It's been in that system for hundreds of years.
And we've been in this monetary system for hundreds of years, but
literally, the George Washington and Thomas Jefferson were issuing out bonds to fund their wars back in the 1800s or 1700s, whenever the hell those guys were alive.
we have been in this traditional monetary system for years, decades, and now we're changing it with cryptocurrency. So why couldn't repayment of debt be changed as well?
Sure.
Okay, so I'm right.
Sure.
Let's move on to our next article. $87 billion Italian bank to let customers buy, sell, and hold Bitcoin on its platform. Banca Generali, an Italian bank with over $87 billion.
One more time.
Banca Generali. Oh yeah, put the camera on me real quick so they can see. Banca Generali. An Italian bank with over $87 billion in assets with a reputation for working with high net worth individuals is set to add Bitcoin buying and selling options through its platform with a Bitcoin company, Conio. They have over 300,000 customers that'll soon be able to create a Bitcoin wallet and be able to buy, sell, and store their Bitcoin with the bank. So here is the first domino to fall as far as bank custodying your cryptocurrency. They're all going to start with Bitcoin, and then eventually you'll be able to custody Ethereum and Cardano and many other top 25 or even top 100 projects. So what are your thoughts on this, Robin? Do you think this is going to cause a domino effect for the rest of the banks in the world? Maybe not just Italy. Maybe it'll trickle into the US. Maybe it'll trickle into Russia or any other leading first world country. What do you think?
I
Thank
think
you, Sean. I practiced that accent for a while. Okay.
Yeah. Congratulations. So yes, it's a domino effect, but it's only within the borders of Italy. I don't think countries are really following the footsteps of another bank inside of another country. So it does speak to the adoption. It's just shows you what's coming. So I don't think they're pushing the dominoes. I think the dominoes are already falling. The dominoes are already going through. So it's not that Italy is the first domino. They're actually the third or the fourth domino. There's already blockchain integration in the banking system already. However, they are probably one of the, I think this is the first bank I've heard of in the European Union that is offering basically they're offering all of the same attributes you'd get from a traditional exchange, but inside of the bank. I've been saying this over and over again, and experts agree that the banks are gonna custody, especially here in the US and throughout the world, they're going to start letting you custody your own crypto. So just in the same way that you get your paycheck and then you have it direct deposited into your bank account, it's going to be the same with cryptocurrency. You're going to take your crypto, and instead of keeping it on some wallet that you can lose the seed phrase for, well, let's just say that you have it on your computer. You didn't write down the seed phrase or whatever it is. Your computer's destroyed. It's gone. If it's in an institution, for somebody that's not very crypto savvy, they can move their Bitcoin onto their bank account, and you could log into your bank in the same way that it appears now. You have your checking account, you have your savings account, and then you would have your crypto account underneath. And then from there, you can move your assets from the crypto account to the savings, the checkings, things of that nature. It's something that's coming. Yeah, it's not a if, it's more of a when. Obviously, Italy is ahead of the game. At least in the European Union. There are a couple banks in the US that are doing this. They're a little smaller ones, but I think the big players, Wells Fargo is already using blockchain technology to send payments or to as a payment rail between England, what's the bank in England? Do you remember?
Yeah, the Bank of England. Okay, so listen. God, I almost fell asleep here. Let's say you have an option, right? You can hold your crypto at a bank, but you pay a small fee. But if your coins ever get lost or your account gets hacked, they will reimburse you 100%, just like they have FDIC for cash. They can have an FDIC for your crypto.
Assumption. I would assume they would.
I know, I'm giving you a hypothetical here.
Okay.
Would you be willing to pay that extra little bit of a fee to have that security with a centralized bank? Or would you rather hold your own coins in either a hardware wallet or a decentralized wallet?
Me personally, I'm going to keep it in my own wallet. Now, I feel comfortable and secure with that. But I understand that the vast majority of cryptocurrency investors, they may not be comfortable with keeping all of their tokens in their own wallet due to the fear of getting hacked or losing your password or your seed phrase. So I could say, I honestly, if my father got into cryptocurrency, which I've been trying to get him to buy some, if my father got into cryptocurrency, I would be more comfortable personally if he kept it in a bank, if that was an option. I don't think he is. I don't think he's been around the space long enough to understand how it works. I don't know. And he's just not very tech forward.
Do you think if this does happen, right? And U.S. banks start,
but it's good to have options,
right? If any central bank, right, a centralized bank starts allowing custody of crypto, do you think that'll bring more retail investors and money into our space? Because they don't have to worry about setting up a decentralized wallet. They don't have to worry about, I don't know how to navigate this Coinbase platform or this Coinbase wallet or whatever the case may be. They hear about all these hacks. They might be scared. Do you think if the banks are front and center and allow you the ability to custody your crypto, will that bring more retail investors into our space?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I think if people have security and safety, I think that is a big concern for a lot of people. I mean, it is for myself. I mean, if you were to tell me, hey, you can keep your money in the bank, however, there's a 5% chance you'll lose it all, I would be hesitant. Now, obviously, with it being federally insured, your cash assets or your money, you don't have to worry about that. It's not really a possibility. So if you get scammed or hacked, you can get your funds back. But with cryptocurrency, it's a little different. There's always a risk. I don't care how secure or safe or how many wallets there's always points of weakness in holding your own cryptocurrency, just in the same way that there's points of weaknesses in the bank. However, if the weakness in the bank gets hacked, or if it gets broken, if somebody steals your money in a bank, you get paid back. So you don't have that luxury in cryptocurrency. So yep. I could see people being hesitant, and obviously people might not want to get into crypto for the security reasons. And if that is something that they get a little bit more peace of mind knowing that a bank is holding it, then yeah, absolutely. You're going to bring more people into the space for sure.
Stereo 2 agrees. Also, I want to give a shout out to Sean. He has been blasting our channel all over his social media. We appreciate you, buddy. We love you. We will not forget. Snap picture in my brain.
Also, we do want to just make a quick shout out as well. So we are looking for a research team member to help us with research. So if
bring someone onto the team.
Yeah. So if you know anybody, or if you're interested, you're looking to do a little bit of cryptocurrency research, if it's something you like looking into, basically take a look at a project, take a bunch of notes, things of that nature. But the job is basically just research crypto. It's pretty cool. And then
you could be local or
work remotely as well.
Work remotely. So you guys know anyone? Drop a comment or go to our Instagram page, SinCityCrypto_1, and send us a DM, and we will look into those avenues. All right, let's move on to our next article. This is a pretty cool one. South Korean presidential hopeful plans to finance election campaign with NFTs. A presidential candidate in South Korea, Lee Jae-myung, is planning a fundraise using NFTs. Strategy is financial and represents a bid to attract younger voters. In a quote, he says, as the young generation in their 20s and 30s are interested in emerging technologies, including virtual assets, NFTs, and the metaverse, this type of fundraising could appeal to them. I love this. I think that, especially in the US, in the 2024 election, you saw what the crypto community did when the infrastructure bill was getting ready to be passed with that bullshit broker amendment in there, right? We literally all as a community, we rallied together. We got all the big dogs in the space to go up there to lobby on our interests. And what happened? We got enough traction to be able to set that aside or to be able to go back and revisit it if it does get passed. And here you can see this guy gets it. He understands you need, if you can, because facts show that people in their 30s, 40s, 50s, and 60s are more likely to go vote than people in their late teens or 20s. So if you can capture a new voting audience that are in their 20s and you can bring them on and cast votes your way, you have a way better chance of winning because those votes have stayed dormant. Those age groups aren't really known for going out and voting. I think we're going to see this as a very hot topic and a talking point during the run-up to the 2024 election in the US of A. And I think as a crypto community, USA. And I think as a crypto community, if we band together, just like we did with the infrastructure bill, I think we can sway these candidates to put a green spotlight on crypto in a positive way. And if we can back the candidate that is pro-crypto, that understands what the space is capable of and wants to do and is backing us up, I think we can really honestly make a difference in regulation moving forward with whether it be a new SEC chair, a new president, new whatever. So I think this is absolutely amazing.
Okay. I'm going to tell you a little bit about the 2020 election. The second largest campaign donor for Joe Biden was Sam Bankman-Fried, this gentleman we saw in the interview earlier. Joe Biden, Sleepy Joe. So, yeah, he was the second largest contributor to his campaign. Now, let's be real. Who is the biggest contributors to election campaigns? It is generally either big pharma or big banks. Those are the two that predominantly fund the elections, or at least the campaigns.
Yeah.
And they're the ones that lobby and
buy a milestone
and buy all the dinners and things like that. So money is transferring over. A lot of people are taking their savings account and even some of their checking account and they're moving it over to cryptocurrency. So there is a lot of capital in this country that has moved from traditional banks over to exchanges and over to cryptocurrency. And in doing so, some of the wealth is also transferred. So no longer is 100% of the banking money in one sector. So if the biggest contributors to election campaigns are banks, then now that has been diluted. Now all of our financial institutions now are not only banks, but they're also exchanges. So the exchanges now have the power, they have the money, they have the support to back candidates that also share their interests or that can promote cryptocurrency. So this is only going to be something that grows more and more with market adoption. You cannot ignore it. And if you get elected and you have been funded heavily by cryptocurrency, then you can't turn your back on that when you get into office. Obviously, a contribution is a contribution, it is not a bribe. However, let's be realistic. If you're donating millions and even billions of dollars to a candidate, when they get in office, let's be real. Things are going to go in the interest of the cryptocurrency. So it's something that is here to stay. It's going to grow and it's going to only benefit cryptocurrency. Basically, you got to line the pockets of the politicians to get anything done in this country. As shady as and unfortunate that is, that's the real world we live in.
Can't change the game, play it.
Yeah, that's right.
Sean is not happy with you. He said, I'm getting really tired of people calling our president Sleepy Joe. It's senile Joe. I'll one up you, bro. How about stumbling Joe? Guy can't even walk up a flight of stairs. Anyways,
I actually like Joe Biden. Not so much his policies, but he's a nice guy. He looks like a good granddad.
Such a nice guy. Yeah.
I'd like to see somebody in office that's a little younger, a little spring chicken, But
Bankman-Fried?
Yeah. So I think a lot of the politicians, all the candidates that have been running for office, majority of them tend to be a little elderly, and I think with with cryptocurrency, such a young and evolving technology, that it might benefit our industry if we get somebody that's a little bit more progressive, forward thinking. So I'd like to see a younger candidate next time, but I do like Joe Biden. I'm a Joe Biden guy. So
I'd like to see a younger co-host with me instead of this old asshole here. Let's move on to our
looking sweet though. I mean,
let's move on to our very last. Put the fucking laptop on. Put the laptop. Jesus Christ. Where's Donnie? And take the banner away.
Shut up.
Donnie, you see what happens when you're not here, my friend? I got to deal with this guy on more than one level. Last article we're going to talk about, Alphabet, which if you're not familiar, that is the parent company of Google, Nvidia, and GameStop, outperformed Bitcoin in 2021. Before I read any further, okay, GameStop had that giant push from the Reddit community, so duh. Nvidia literally quadrupled its sales because we all know the chip shortage and the prices they were selling them for were astronomical, so duh. And then you're going to sit here and compare Bitcoin to fucking Google. To fucking Google. No shit. There are billions and billions of people using Google every single day. I would sure to God hope that it outperforms Bitcoin. But my takeaway from this article is this. If Bitcoin returns are being compared to the likes of Google and Nvidia, and it goes on to say Microsoft, Apple, and Tesla, my friends, we have made it. You are going to get every investor in the stock market that reads this and say, wait, Bitcoin? Bitcoin is in the same category as Google and Apple and Microsoft and Tesla? I might have to look into investing in some Bitcoin. That's my takeaway from this article. I thought it was pretty cool that it was mentioned among these giant companies that are not just in the US, but across the entire globe. What's your boring take on this article, Robin?
They're obviously just cherry picking here. So basically, you're taking the most stable asset, the one that has the least volatility out of all the other cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, one that has matured and is not having huge, gigantic swings as it did when it was in its infancy. And they're comparing that to other big volatile companies. Let's just take Nvidia, which has exploded this year due to the chip shortage and the huge demand for the graphics cards, both for personal and work computers, but also for mining equipment. And then you also have GameStop, which we all know the narrative behind that with the Wall Street bets. So you're taking very volatile, huge pumping things, and you're comparing it to Bitcoin. It's kind of stupid, honestly. Let's compare Ethereum to anything. Ethereum has outperformed the entire Wall Street, or 99% of Wall Street. You can look at Cardano, which has outperformed even Ethereum. You can go down. You can go down to Solana. Solana has outperformed everything in Wall Street. So it's funny that you pick Bitcoin and you're like, hey, look, these Wall Street companies are outperforming Bitcoin. Like, congratulations, you outperformed one asset that doesn't move that much.
That's an interesting take.
If you're gonna take Nvidia, GameStop, somewhat smaller companies compared to the very, very top. If you take Google, you take Apple, they're not outperforming Bitcoin. But if you go down the list and you're gonna take some smaller company and then compare that to Bitcoin, why don't we go down the list to cryptocurrency and compare Solana to Nvidia? Let's see who got more gains out of that one. Yeah. You know, your boy, he pumped up, bro. He pumped.
And for a mediocre year for Bitcoin, it still returns 60%. 60%. If you had put money in Bitcoin January 1st, 2021, and cashed out December 31st, 2021, you would have made 60% return on your money. My friends, tell me where else you can get that without having to get away from.
You know, we got some Russian in the chat. That's you know that our viewer base is over 50% of our viewers are from overseas.
Love it.
So
Love it.
just a little side note there.
See.
So
Okay.
maybe it's because of your Italian accent, David. Maybe
Mamma
that's,
mia.
maybe that's what did you say,
Hey,
Mama?
paisano. I got
What-
accents for days, my friends. If you guys want to hear a specific accent, let me know. I'll throw it in there. Hey, listen, we got 8 people in the chat. We got 1 like on the video. Hit the damn like button, my friends. We work our asses off. The least you can do for your boy here, please just hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe. With that being said, we are moving on.
We actually have 6 likes. Yours just
We
doesn't
do?
update. Yeah. So there's actually 2 people in the chat that haven't liked it. That's it. So
Yeah, you too? Shame. 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 Let's move on. Our next segment, the market analysis. Roll it.
we got a new viewer, Sammy. I haven't seen him in the chat before, or her in the chat. I'm assuming it's a him. Welcome.
What's up, Sammy?
Market analysis,
Welcome
baby.
to Sin City Crypto. All right. Let's get into the markets today. Robin, would you mind please pulling up the laptop? Do something, sir. We have global total market cap of 2.22. That's a lucky number.
Hey,
I like
and
it.
it's the
2022.
year 2022,
Is this a
2.22.
sign, my friends?
It is.
Is this a sign?
Market's about to blow up, my dude.
But we are down 0.34% over the last day. We have Bitcoin sitting at $46,286. It is down 2% on the week.
When do you think Bitcoin's going to hit 50K? Do you think it's going to have a pullback or it's going to have a pump to 50K?
I think
it's going to hit 42 or 50 first?
42. Yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll hit 42. And I'm going to go over the chart and I'll actually show you guys why I think that. As far as Ethereum, it is bouncing back up to 3,800. When are we going to see another $4,000 Ethereum? Who knows?
It's not far off.
It's definitely not far off. And we know with ETH, with it being deflationary, we could see a run up. We could see a 5, 6, 7% gain at literally absolutely any point. Now, I want to talk about your boy Solana here. So, if you have money in Solana, drop a comment in the chat. I do, so disclaimer. And I'm sitting here, I'm like, okay, the metrics are saying that Solana should be going up, all right? Not on this chart specifically, but on some of the other charts I've been looking at. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, okay, what the hell is happening? And I'll tell you exactly what's happening. They went down, the network went down for the 4th time in 12 months. What the fuck? And guess what was behind it? Another DDoS attack. Now, if you've never heard of a DDoS attack, I wrote it down. It's a distributed denial of service, essentially, and it's considered a cyber crime, by the way. What essentially these hackers do, they'll put in false transactions, a shitload of false transactions on the network to purposely bog down the network. And what happens to the network as soon as, so the very last DDoS attack,
It's kind of like it's like pinging a router. So if somebody has a home network and you just keep spamming the ping, you just keep pinging it, you can time out the router. Same thing with blockchain, basically.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the thing, but back the very last DDoS attack, the network got up to 400,000 transactions per second, and it shut down and essentially forked. Now, to get the network back up, you do need the help of validators. So I guess that's the one positive thing about Solana, besides the fact that they get hacked every fucking 10 days, it seems like, is the strength in the validator community to be able to bring the network back up. But that is why we saw a move from 200 to 170 extremely fast.
Well, they're such a young and growing blockchain. I mean,
Does this worry you though? Like, I hold Solana, and I'm not gonna lie, guys. I mean,
if
a little worried.
If you were to look at the track record of Ethereum, even Binance,
Sean says he's really upset with Solana as well. Amen, my friend.
you know, you don't go from outside the top 200 to the top 5 in cryptocurrency market cap list. You don't become such a heavyweight and have a ton of people in the community using your platform all the time and not have any holes. It's like being a video game developer, building a game nobody's playing, and then all of a sudden 10 million people are playing the game. Obviously they're going to find glitches, bugs, they're going to take advantage of it. It's kind of the same when it comes to Solana. I do believe in the platform. It has an amazing community. They have the Phantom wallet, which is over 1 million users, like 1.8 million users. There's tons of NFTs on there. The ecosystem is growing. There's over 77% of their users are staking Solana. It is a huge project. Don't get it twisted. Don't think that it's gonna like go to zero or something. It has its road bumps. Now, with that said, in the short term, might not be the best outlook. So I don't know if right now is a good time to sell, but definitely I would be a little worried. I don't think they're going to cross the $200 mark within the next 2 months. I would say. I think if they keep getting hacked, they're definitely not. After issue, they're going to have to resolve their blockchain issues, and they're going to have to patch some things up. I mean, it goes to, other chains. They're the ones that are getting, because they're so big, they're getting a lot of eyeballs them, but this happens all the time. Polygon 2 weeks ago had $60 million worth of the Matic token stolen due to a error in their blockchain code. However, that did not dump the price at all, and that wasn't their first issue either. So we're behind Polygon. I think that has a lot of room to go, but for whatever reason, Solana gets a little bit more publicity. So when they have a little slip up, when they have a security issue, or they have a network issue, it becomes more front and center than other blockchains a little further down the list. Just like if something happened to the network for Bitcoin, it would be all over the news. If something happened for the network of Ethereum, it'd be all over the news. But just my thoughts there.
Pull up the laptop only. So I have Cardano pulled up here, and there's some news. It's not huge news, but it's still news. Revudo becomes the first Cardano native token to be listed on 2 top-tier exchanges simultaneously. So we talk about market adoption. We talk about adoption coming to Cardano. Well, here's one. If you're not familiar with Revudo, they are what they essentially do is they allow you to pay your subscriptions, say to like Netflix, Hulu, whatever the case may be.
What's this got to do with Cardano?
With cryptocurrency. Revudo becomes the very first, if you paid attention, the very first native Cardano token to launch on 2 top-tier exchanges simultaneously. So, big news for Cardano. We're going to see more news like this coming along, my friends.
And there was no buy the news on that. And Cardano's
there wasn't, because I mean it's not.
Take a look at the Take a look at the Cardano chart again. Oh, by the way, if you're in the chat, if you're new here, we do like to review projects that you're interested in. So if there's something you want us to take a peek at, maybe give us. If you want us to give you our thoughts on the project, just put that in the chat for us. So Cardano has been trading between the $1.30, $1.50. I think this is a great time to get in. If you know the historical data on Cardano, or at least in the last 6 months, it has been trading around $2, even got as high as over $3. So if you're looking to get into a stable long-term project, I don't find that Cardano is going to dump more. I think maybe you could get in at $1.20, but I think the days of trading at $1 are gone. So I think this is the absolute floor for them. So great time to enter. If you're a fan of the project, I'm a big fan of Charles Hoskinson, big fan of their roadmap and their new partnerships as well. So
we need more adoption, and it's coming. And the last coin I kind of want to touch on is Terra Luna. So they just exceeded $1 billion US dollars in total value locked with the announcement of the Osmosis partnership. I'm gonna go over some technicals on the Terra Luna chart here in a second, but I'm kind of feeling Terra Luna is kind of getting ready to get in the top 5. I know I've talked shit about this project. I've said it's boring, stable coins, all they do, blah blah blah, but I know, Robin, I know you're a big fan of Terra Luna.
So top 5, huh?
Yeah. I think it's going to hit that 50, 60 billion market cap.
Well, if you're not familiar with what Terra Luna does, their platform issues out stable coins, but however, the stable coins that they issue out are in a DeFi manner. So in the same kind of way that you would the same kind of way you would have an institution run stable coins where they back stable coins dollar for dollar, or with as Tether does, they also have debt from other companies and bonds. With DeFi stable coins, basically you put $1 in, you get a token out, and then when it's time to cash out, you put the token in, you get your dollar back. Now it's a little bit more complicated than that, but that's kind of the dumbed down version. So if you think of it that way, you don't really need somebody else to issue you a stable coin. I mean, think of it as like a coat check. You check your coat in, and then you get the ticket, and you come back, or you're valeting your car or whatever, and then you give a little tip for them to do it. It's the same way. If you take $1,000, you give it to a DeFi program, you get $1,000 of stable coins back, and then you can do whatever you want with that. So
yeah. All right. Pull up the laptop. Just going to go over the biggest gainers and losers of the day. Left side is your top gainers. We have Ravencoin up 20% on the day. ICP finally moving up 17%.
ICP was
over $1 billion in volume in the last 24 hours.
On what? ICP?
ICP, yeah. So I was watching the show yesterday because I wasn't here, and we saw VLX move into the top 100. It was at 99 yesterday. It is currently at 89. So I decided to do a little digging in on this project.
That's the EVM, right?
It is the world's fastest EVM blockchain. It can handle up to 75,000 transactions per second for almost free.
If you don't know what EVM is, it's an Ethereum virtual machine. They basically help secure the network.
And also, it was founded by Alex Alexandrov, who also founded the world's #1 payment gateway for crypto called Coin Payments. They have a native wallet. Sounds like a pretty cool up-and-coming project. Not too crazy on the supply, only 2.2 billion. And looks like almost all of it is already in circulation. So this might be a cool project that we do a dive on. If you want us to do a dive on VLX, drop a comment in the comment section, and we'll definitely look into it.
Now, with VLX, it has been pumping as of lately. It's seen a huge swing up. So if you are looking to get in, it might not be the best time. Wait for a pullback. But, I mean, the same can be said for the run-up of Solana. So
it did hit a high of about 58 cents back in November of last year. So not too far from pretty much all-time highs. So with that being said, let's do some quick TA. Robin, if you can pull up the laptop, please. So first chart here, I have the Bitcoin 4-hour chart pulled up. Oh, that's a ugly red candle. What I wanted to show here, my friends, is if you watch this channel, you watch our TA, you know I talk about Bollinger Bands a lot. It is one of the most, well, for all technical analysis, it's one of the more accurate things you can count on as far as technical analysis goes. You can see here, we are constricting. We have been constricted for a while. And if you go back and look, anytime we've constricted on the Bitcoin chart, constrict, price move up, constrict, price move down. The question though, is are we going to see the price move up, break out of these Bollinger Bands, or we're going to see the price move down? If I had to guess, my friends, I am seeing lower highs and lower lows on the chart. I think we're going to break down. But the good news here on the relative strength index, we are getting close to oversold. So the longer we stay in oversold territory, the better chance of price action to the upside. And we have here the ADX, which measures the momentum and the trend. Red did just cross above green, so that is a bearish sign. So
you referenced earlier that we are likely to go into a downward trend, and so you're thinking, what is your prediction on support levels? So where do you think we're gonna go? I know I mentioned 42,000. Do you think it's gonna go there, or is it gonna maybe just hit 44,000 and bounce back? Where do you think the direction's going?
So I think we definitely have strong support at 45, but I think we have stronger support at 42. But the one thing I am seeing on the 4-hour chart, is 1, 2, 3. And if we hold this and don't go below 4, we have 4 retests. Now, typically, when you look at fundamentals and technicals, it is more, it holds more weight if it's on a longer time frame. So this is a 4-hour time frame, but we see 1, 2, 3, 4 times that we have touched the $45,800 support. Typically, when you have double, triple, quadruple bottoms like this, the price always has the more times it touches the support level that it previously touched, the bigger the price movement to the upside. In this case, with the quadruple bottoms. But
why are you so touchy, bro?
I don't know, because I wanted to break up. I wanted to break up for my sake and for all your sakes. If you're invested in Bitcoin,
with David, he's gonna give you the doom and gloom. I'm gonna give you the realist. I'm gonna be the real with you here.
All right,
we gonna get nothing but some straight super crypto gains.
Yeah,
we all gonna be millionaires.
Okay,
Bitcoin going to the moon, baby.
Pull up the laptop. I got the Terra Luna chart. This is the 1-day chart for Terra Luna. Again, with the Bollinger Bands, we are seeing a convergence of the Bollinger Bands. We are currently trading at the 20-day moving average right at $86.62. On this one, though, when we break, I do believe we are going to break to the upside, and my guess is we're going to hit $120, $130, which is going to be the next leg up. And we have green over red, even though we've seen a last few days of some red candles. So if you're in Terra Luna, not financial advice, but I would hold. I do see a positive price action coming in the next few days. And finally, Near Protocol. So this has burst onto the scene. It was one of the top gainers in crypto over the last week and a half. Also, if you want to learn more about Near, what it entails, we did publish a deep dive on it earlier this morning at 9:30 a.m.
And we're polishing up our deep dives. This was one of our experimental ones. So
yes,
we got some really sexy ones coming out next in the next
That's
week
right, guys.
or so.
So make sure you check those out. But on this one, we are trading towards the upper of the Bollinger Band. So in my opinion, not a good time to get in. We are literally at all-time highs. You never want to get on a train that's going 100 miles an hour. You always want to wait for the next stop. It will run out of gas. If you're looking to get into Near Protocol, I would wait. We will see a pullback. If anything, we're going to see a pullback to about, Robin mentioned, $10. So with that being said, we are going to move on to our last segment. My favorite, Robin's favorite, your favorite watching, hold 'em or fold 'em. Let's go, baby.
Got a nice face there, David. Open mouth face.
All right. So if you're new, we like to do skits and entertainment. We are in Vegas, so we try to bring casino-themed skits to our show. This one is called Hold 'em or Fold 'em. I'm going to shoot out 2, 3 coins, projects, whatever the case may be. We're each holding a giant bag of these said coins or projects. And we're going to decide, are we holding the bag or are we folding the bag? We got pocket aces or we got 7 deuce offsuit. So with that being said, the first coin, hold 'em or fold 'em, BNB, Binance coin. Robin, you go first.
All right, I am going to fold Binance, not because I don't believe in the project. Obviously, the largest exchange in the world, and they also have a ton of utility on the blockchain that they built with smart contracts. Obviously, they are a huge player when it comes to utility. They're actually the leader in the NFT space as far as transactions go.
BNB is?
Yeah, they have more. I know
you're wrong.
I know that people are using Ethereum for most of the transfers of NFTs as far as like OpenSea and things like that. But I did read a couple articles on Binance being the leader of the NFT space. So little did you know that. So
I highly doubt that.
Anyways, I'm gonna sell them. They have had some regulatory issues overseas with their Binance and the EU, so they've taken a couple back there. They are also they're also really high up on the market cap list. So number 3, I just think you're gonna get more potential out of some of the other top 10 projects. I think Avalanche might be a better go-to with just as much stability. I mean, even Binance itself has the regulatory issues, so you're taking a little bit of a risk there. So if you're going to take a little bit of a risk, why not enter into a little bit further down the market cap list? Cardano is a great one right now. I think it's a great entry point. I just think at what is $500 something Binance, just a little overpriced for me at the moment. So
okay.
I like the project, just not at the moment. Long term, yes. Short to midterm, not so much.
Yeah. Okay. Here's Raw. Yeah. Hold. Robin's folding, guys. Smartest guy in crypto space right now. I am holding Binance Coin for a few reasons. One, fucking Solana keeps getting attacked. So people are going to migrate away from something like Solana. And hey, what do you got? Next up, we have Binance Coin. Number two, they have the world's largest exchange in their corner, which obviously is Binance. And number three, Robin, pull up my laptop only, please. Trenches. They just came on to the Binance Smart Chain as a validator. And you can see here, my friends, they have over $1 billion in total value locked. $1 billion in total value locked. They are being a validator on the Binance network. It's only going to help the network grow and not get bogged down and not suffer from these stupid attacks that Solana keeps falling to. So short term, I think $500 Binance is extremely underpriced. I think it should be closer to $1,200, $1,300, $1,400. Again, you take the next four. Did you take the next 3 or 4 layer ones outside of Ethereum? They don't even equal a quarter of what the Ethereum total is. So that's going to change. And I think Binance is ahead of the curve, and they're going to take that and run with it. Next coin. You're holding or folding your big bag of Stacks, STX. I'll go first on this one. I am going to hold Stacks. They are one of the few companies that are building layer 1 smart contract capabilities on Bitcoin. And currently, there is a metaverse game called Moonraid that is being built on Bitcoin that raised $3.5 million. And you are already able to do NFTs, gaming, and metaverse on the Bitcoin blockchain through Stacks. I think it's an amazing project. I think what they're shooting for is extremely difficult, but they are proving themselves. They have, and they keep proving themselves that they are up to the challenge. I believe in the team. I believe in the project. I am holding my bag of Stacks. Robin, what say you?
You know, the chat actually agrees with you. Sammy and both Sean are holding Stacks.
Right, baby.
Unless there's a little delay there and they're holding BNB, but I think they're holding Stacks.
They're just agreeing with me because they know I know my shit and you don't.
Okay, you're crypto savvy, but that's about it.
Yeah, okay.
Now, I'm actually gonna hold Stacks as well. I think for where this project is and the market cap, for how low of an evaluation it is, and for what it could potentially do. It is the leader and the front runner in adding smart contracts to Bitcoin. And if they can accomplish what they're doing, they've already have some utility on there. They've already built it, so it's not just theoretical. It's actually in use. Just hasn't really evolved yet. But if it works, if they can add smart contracts to Bitcoin, why use Ethereum? Why use other platforms? If they can make it scalable, everybody's already comfortable with Bitcoin. If you can just do the smart contracts and not pay any exorbitant fees, and you can do it on Stacks, and you can do this all with Bitcoin, why even use something else? It makes more sense. It'd be like trading your dollars into euros to trade.
Did you say euros? I'm hungry.
Yeah. So it'd be like trading your dollars into euros just to trade on the stock market in England, for example.
If you like euros, drop a comment in the chat.
Now, with that, it would be just easier if you can just use your dollars and then just buy and sell and trade on another marketplace. Just think of it in that same way. So utility, if you are into cryptocurrency, everybody knows the stability and the staying power and the security of Bitcoin. Why not just add smart contracts to it? It makes nothing but sense. I'm behind it. Super lofty expectations, but if they can come through, then that's it, bro.
Oh, you're done? Holy shit. Okay. If Robin bores you with his long ass rants, please let us know. Let me know so I can have some ammunition to talk some sense into this guy. All right. Can you not take 50 minutes on this last one, please? We're 10 minutes over our hour window here, guy. All right. Last one. You got a big bag of bubble baths. All right. A nice, warm bubble bath.
Like, with the salt bomb or like the cheap or like dish soap.
Whatever your heart desires, Robin.
Okay.
Whatever your heart desires.
So
you're holding or are you folding? I'm gonna go first.
Go ahead.
I'm folding. You know why? I'm fucking 6'2". There's not a single damn bathtub that I can actually fucking fit in. All right? It's either my feet are not in the water or my shoulders are not in the water. My whole body can't get in the water. You're like 5'2", so you can get in there. I'm sure you're going to hold, of course, because you like to disagree with me more than anything. But bubble baths are cool. But for the simple fact, you got to wait for the water to fill up the tub. Then you got to put the soap in. Then you lay in there. And then by the time you're in there, the water gets cold or it's too hot and you get sick. And then you got to come out. And then you got to drink and you're wasting water. We're in Vegas. Lake meat is drying up. I think it's irresponsible. I'm folding.
Yo, old timer ass would only take showers, huh? You know what? And it is probably because I just imagine David sitting in a bathtub and his knees are just sticking out of the water. The only thing in there is maybe his belly button and his butt crack. And so
show my camera. Show my camera. This is how tall I am, guys.
Jesus.
I'm 6'10", all right? I can't fit in a fucking tower. In a tub. All right, continue.
Okay, well, you know they do make tubs. Like Shaq has a tub, so maybe you should look into.
I don't got Shaq money, bro. I can't buy a Shaq tub.
Maybe when you make some of your predictions come true and you're invested in them, you don't sell early in diamond hands, and you actually follow your own advice.
Unlike someone I know.
Now, if you do that, maybe you can afford a big boy bathtub. Because let me tell you right now, your boy, he got a big boy bathtub. You know, there's a couple things that.
Wait, Robin, wait. I'm sorry to interrupt you, Sammy. I know you gotta go. Thank you so much for coming and checking us out. Make sure you come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. We're excited to have you back. We love you. We'll see you tomorrow. Okay, Robin, continue.
Yeah, thanks for the interruption, remember, dude.
You're welcome. See how it feels?
Thanks for checking us out.
Hey, our community is more important than you.
Hell yeah, man. Give me one of those like lavender scented salt bombs. You know, you throw it in there, gets all fuzzy, and then you got all those good smells. It's relaxing. And then I also have an issue at my own house. I have a low water pressure, and for whatever reason, if anybody turns on the sink or flushes the toilet, all of the water pressure, even that is the lack thereof from the start, dissipates, and then I take this semi-cold shower. So you know what? Fill up the bathtub, throw in a rubber ducky, and drop a salt bomb in there. Your boy's gonna exfoliate and relax. And that's probably why you're so tense all the damn time, David. Is because
I'm loose,
because
baby.
you need to enjoy life. You need to relax. You need to sit in the bathtub.
You fucking tense me up.
And you know
it's
what?
Your fault.
I would think your stink ass attitude would be way more manageable, way more approachable.
Okay.
If you could relax, meditate, take a long bath, maybe burn an incense, my dude.
Yeah. Sean said he uses bar soap, not lavender, like a man. You're not a man. All I'm saying is, if you guys are having trouble, let me get the camera. If you guys are having trouble falling asleep at night, just go to Spotify. We upload the audio only from our live shows, and just go to the segment where Robin rants, and you can literally fall asleep just like I did. With that being said, my friends, we are done with our live show today. Let's roll the outro. Let's show Robin's ugly ass up here with me. In all seriousness, you guys, we love having fun here. We hope you guys had fun watching us. Make sure you come back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for our next live show. If you haven't checked out our Near Protocol video, do it right now. Go watch it. It's absolutely amazing. We're going to keep doing these amazing deep dives. Robbie, got anything to say?
Shut up, David. Thank you. Have a great night.
Love you guys. Take
Till
care.
tomorrow. Peace.
Mucho te queriste.
Man.
Bro, you're fucking boring. Man, I was literally, like, I was falling asleep. I was almost going to leave and get a new fucking Red Bull.
You're ridiculous.
Jesus Christ. Rob is the reason behind David's whiskey sour hobby. Yes. 100%. And I'm upgrading from whiskey to, what's that,